Oh my god. Tevela, why is it still night? It's been night for seemingly days.
Well, that's not what I'm concerned about right now. I want to know, are you gonna eat anything besides jerky?
No, Tev, why would I eat anything? It's wonderful, dried out meat. It's been spiced and preserved. I've been shoving it in my face for five days,
Yeah, that's what concerns me. Can you eat a vegetable?
No, I will eat
I have pizza. Can you eat something besides jerky, please? I am begging you.
No, Tev, this is all I need. I'm going to continue to eat my jerky while I'm on the road. I'll get to vegetables whenever I go home, which obviously will be another 5 days, making it a total of 10 of dietary issues that I've had on the road. But that's not the point. Look, we're here.
Oh, wow, this is a beautiful tree.
No, listen, Tev, the beauty is misleading. This place reeks of magic. If there's anything that my nose knows, it's whenever there's some sort of dirty magic going on. You don't know what's going on here. Be careful. Do not take just careful. Caution. Don't take anything lightly.
I didn't know magic stank to you. Wow. No wonder you don't like it.
You have no idea, Tev. I have stories to tell, but I won't tell them now.
You say that a lot to me.
This is an elevator. Hello?
It is an elevator. Oh, enchanted ash.
Is there somebody here? Ooh.
Oh! Greetings.
Hello?
Well, we don't often get guests this deep into the forest. Could you give me your names?
Well, I'm in use of mine. I have need of it. However, you may call me Tevela.
And you?
I do not give my name away to otherworldly creatures. But if there is a name which needs to be spoken at any given time to refer to me, you may call me Bill.
Your name is Bill?
Shh.
Bill it shall be. May I invite you into my abode?
Invitations are so last century. What do you say I just walk into this elevator, and if a button should be pressed to raise or lower it, then that will be incidental.
Well, since you've crossed my threshold, I'll nonetheless consider you a guest. For the moment. Now, what brings you here?
Well, we have had reason to look for a fae in the woods by the name of Lying. This fae had dealings with a one Kieran Dave. Do you by any chance know of this fae?
I know of this Kieran Dave.
You know of the Kieran Dave. Is there any chance that you had dealings with this Kieran Dave?
Well, they passed through here some months ago, I should think.
Months ago.
Months ago, then that wouldn't explain anything that just happened a few days ago.
Well, months ago, and yet there were still other events with this Kieran Dave more recently, weren't there?
Well, I've seen them around. I know they've been busily working away at their own domain, but I'm not being a very gracious host here, am I? Would you like something to eat or drink?
What is that?
I do have some lovely golden apples.
Golden apple? I'm sorry, I've been turned off of apples due to Dave's own machinations as well. I'm fine with my... Oh, my word. I'm fine with my jerky, thank you very much.
Oh, I do have restricted dietary needs, unfortunately, so I must respectfully decline.
If you so wish.
So then,
Now, what is it you wish to know?
we are here specifically searching for information about Kieran Dave, and anything that could have happened to them within the last, 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Roughly the window of time that we're speaking of, give or take a few weeks. It could be longer, it could have been shorter. We're not entirely certain when it came to pass. The point is that Dave has rather gone feral. They have started spouting all sorts of nonsense, speaking about the light from the night being taken away.
And the god of blood and lies is born?
Yes. Also to be careful of a fae named Lying who took all of their blood. We need more information about this. First, to confirm what was said, to figure out what is mad raving and what is truth, and secondarily, to find out exactly what happened. What's missing, what's true.
I can certainly tell you with total objectivity that Kieran Dave has still very much all of their blood. Though whether or not it's pumping is, I suppose, their business.
Pumping.
Well, the thing is, Dave is my friend, and their behavior recently has become very alarming, and I feel they may be a danger to not just themselves, but all of us.
And do you feel similarly?
Dave's actions have become erratic since we last spoke, and that's saying something, as Dave always had, let's just say, a lack of concern for the people around them. Very, self-involved, if you will. Whatever has most recently transpired with them, there's something else. But in order to understand what is happening going forward, it's necessary to understand what has happened leading up to this moment.
Well, I can certainly appreciate that. As it is, I've been very busy around about this place. You know, I had a dragon in my basement not too long ago. They were quite
dear.
noisy and messy. I've been tidying up it more or less ever since. I would very much appreciate the opportunity to stretch my legs, but, well, one can't really venture too far from business. I'm sure you understand, Bill.
You're telling me that as an archfae, you cannot leave your domain?
Can you leave yours unattended so long?
That is a good point.
I suppose if one were to make a business trip, then it would be far more easy to spend more amounts of time away. Alas, I am not so gifted.
Not so gifted. What are you seeking, then?
Well, a change of scenery would be appreciated. I'm sure you can appreciate that yourself.
You want to change your scenery? See, Tev, this is what I'm talking about. You have to be careful about these things. My scenery is not for sale. It is not something to be traded for. My scenery remains in my possession, where it sits currently, and it shall remain as such.
Oh, very well. Perhaps you would simply permit me across your threshold. Pay a visit to your installation.
That will not be happening either. Lying, let me be more direct in a way that will possibly entice you to actually follow through and inform me of what I need to know, if Lying is actually your name. Dave has more than gone off their rocker, to put a turn of phrase on it. Dave is not making any sense and has become dangerous. Their actions threaten my business model. They threaten whatever garden that Tev is growing not far from my land.
Your land.
Yes, my land, Tev.
It's not yours, Strife. We've talked about this.
Tev, listen. You told me to move out of your house, so I did. You never said anything about where I was supposed to move to, or if too close existed. The point remains, I've moved out. But Dave's actions are worrying. Worrying to a significant degree to either of us, but more so, they are worrying to the archfae who did something to them. Why? Well, it's quite simple. Dave was ranting and raving about how the vampirism was keeping something in check. Now, we don't know what's happened to that vampirism, but they have definitely become powerful. They have definitely begun to play with magics that make no sense to me, but I do recognize it as wildly powerful. And Dave is intent on using that power to punish whomever took the vampirism from them. Now, as a business-dealing individual such as yourself, I'm certain you understand the value of just being given this information. I would expect proper information exchange in kind, which would include simple, direct, unadulterated explanation of what happened to Dave to get them into this place. Understanding what has happened is important for understanding what is being dealt with.
Very well, since you're being quite forthcoming. One moment, if you just follow me, I'm sure we can find something rattling around the place that should help us in understanding the situation of Kieran and Dave.
I don't like this, Strife.
Neither do I, but they are involved. They are involved.
Yes.
All right.
The outsider known as Kieran Dave appeared over here some months ago seeking to research vampirism. I gather you're familiar.
Yes, I use it often as a magic system.
Kieran Dave was not quite as familiar as you might be and needed some assistance in learning more. So, for a handful of string, I gave them all of the information on vampirism that they might ever need.
I see.
Then, as I heard upon the grapevine, they didn't seem to take very well to the information that they had learned. They began even to suspect that I had cheated them in some fashion. Honestly, could you imagine?
Oh dear.
So, I paid them a brief visit, as brief a visit as I am able, and made them a bargain. One drop from this goblet, and they never had to worry about vampirism again.
Is that a blood wine chalice? Wow, I've only ever heard of them. I don't know too much though.
So, are you telling me that you gave Dave the vampirism and then took it away using this?
Quite strictly, I opened a door for them. What happened next is simply the consequence of what they asked for.
So, to put it in terms of what Dave sees, because that is the context that we were trying to frame everything from, Dave sees it as being given vampirism by you and having it taken away by you. Would that be incorrect?
I'm quite certain they could think of it that way.
So, you said this is a blood wine chalice?
Yeah, that's the extent of my knowledge over it though, but if this contains Dave's vampirism, I'm not sure giving it back is going to help them at this point.
Once the balance is lost, it cannot be regained.
Oh, no.
Do you know what type of research or magics Dave was trying to look into? To what ends the vampirism was being used for?
Well, beyond that, I'm afraid I do not know. All I know is they wanted to know about vampirism.
And
So I told them.
And now they can no longer know more about vampirism, as you would choose to phrase it.
Now they are not thirsty.
So this may just be a result of Dave's own foolishness.
It could be. That is about all of the information that I suppose we needed about what has come to pass with Dave. All right.
Yeah, you're right.
A fair business exchange as it is lying. I won't say that it has been a pleasure, as it has not been, but fair is fair. We will be on our way, but before doing so, I will say this much. As a lover of contracts myself, I'm certain we will cross paths once again, and I hope that we can have as an amicable business dealing as we have this time, with more action involved next time.
Oh, dear.
Well, I'll eagerly look forward to it.
Until then, hopefully you won't be too bored in your basement without a change of scenery.
Yes.
Oh, so this one is a basement.
It's underground.
Well, for the time being, allow me to show you the door.
Until next time, then.
Until next time. Come on, let's get out of here, Tevela. Let's go.
My hair is on end.
Oh, I don't blame you. No wonder Dave said be careful. That fae is dynamite. There is just absolutely so much to be cautious about. No wonder. Dave always had an ego the size of, Terra 3, but my word. Okay, so I believe, without question, that lying is responsible for giving and taking the vampirism away from Dave. What's also pretty clear at this point is that lying does not know what else Dave was getting up to and using that vampirism to figure out or research.
Yeah.
Which is the bigger problem that we have in front of us.
Really don't like this.
Neither do I. But there's only one thing that we can do now. If lying doesn't know what's going on, an archfae of all people, we have to go and speak. We have to go to Morklork. We need to speak with the Dritcher.
The Dritcher?
Yes, the Dritcher of Morklork, Nipty. If there's anybody who understands what Dave could have been up to, it would be him with his information networks and scouts.
Oh, this is just getting more and more unpleasant by the moment.
Yes, it is, but fact of the matter is that some things land in your lap and you just have to deal with it.